Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Golden Mike Minute. I'm your host, Mitch Carl, and we're going to be talking about the winners for June 7th MLB DFS so that we can try to emulate their success going forwards. Let's go. All right, last night's winner on DraftKings was actually a 150 max lineup builder. And this is the first time we've seen this in our 3 days of doing this podcast series. And the winner actually took home $99,000 in profit with a 4-2 stack. It's the first of its kind, but it's the third day in a row we have not had a 5-player stack win it. However, when we look at the top 10 list, the next 4 teams inside the top 5 were 5-3, 5-2, naked 5, and a 5-2 stack builds. The top 5 winners last night also continued to show a growing trend that we see. The pitchers are normally the highest owned on these player pools and in the winning lineups. It's almost as if it's irrelevant. The stacks are what win you tournaments, and pitchers are probably just what loses you a lineup. When we look at the different types of stack sizes, 2-player stacks were used in 60% of all lineups. 5-player stacks were used in 56% of lineups. 3-player stacks in 37%, and 4-player stacks was the lowest used stack size at 21.5%. So often you'll see a lot of 2-player stacks in 6 out of every 10 lineups, and then either 3 or 5 are used second and third most. When we look at the winning lineups by the person who took down the tournament, they had a ton of 4-2 stacks across all of their builds. In fact, out of all 150 lineups they made, they had the 4-2 stack variation in every single one of them. Now, a few times they ended up having 4-2 stacks, but most often it was a 4-player stack from one team, a 2-player stack from another, and then the final 2 spots in their roster were one-offs. They targeted 4 offenses across the Yankees, Houston, Baltimore, and Boston for their 4-player stack sizes, about 33% or less on each team, and really just kind of spread it across and said, I like these 4 offenses today, and then I'm going to build around them. On the 2-player stack size, those 4 offenses were their highest owned all across their 2-player stack size as well, meaning many of their stack combinations included just those 4 teams for 4-2 stack sizes. New York and Houston were used 19 times, Baltimore and the Yankees 18 times, the Yankees and Boston 15 times, so on and so forth. Basically, this person said, these are the offenses I want today. I'm going to use only those offenses, only in 4-2 stack sizes to differentiate from the field, and then just got as many combinations as possible. As far as their player pool, not a single player was owned more than 28.7% of their lineups. That was Carlos Rodon. Every other player was 27% or less. Now, that's 3 days in a row here in our beginning of a Golden Mike Minute series that we have looked at lineups that were not won by 5-player stacks. The big difference today and yesterday is that we're starting to see 5-player stacks creep inside the top 10 much more than we did on that first slate. Likely more indicative of the fact that the general philosophy of DFS players when playing these large field tournaments is to stack them up with very large correlation. You'll see this a lot in NFL as well with 4- and 5-player game stacks. Can't wait to get to that when the season comes around. Hit the like button, subscribe down below, and for sure leave yourself a comment. If you are listening on podcast, please leave a 5-star rating no matter where you are. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'll see you on the inside, my friends. Let's get paid.